What up, Finn fans? Welcome to another episode of the Finn Posse Podcast. Open mic night. I'll drop the link up in the comments. How is everyone doing this evening? Oh man. Rough day for us Finn fans, right? Rough day. Rough day indeed. We'll get into it. But today was a rough day. Copy. Again, if you join the show, try to have as little background noise as possible. The help with viewer experience. If you're not talking in the moment, maybe mute your video, mute your volume, so the extra noise doesn't go through. But let's get into it. It's not as bad as some people want to make it out to be. First and foremost, you know, I caught a little bit of TD's show earlier, and he had to like it was the end of the world, right? He had to like it was the end of the world. It's not that. It's a practice. It's practice. It's one practice. It's one freaking practice, ladies and gentlemen. It's no more, no less. Would we have loved to hear that the Miami Dolphins dominated the Chicago Bears today? Absolutely. 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 It didn't happen. It didn't happen. What up, Irving? Blake, what's going on? Miller, what's up? Glenn, what's up? What up, Irving? You hear me?
Yeah, well, what's up, Big C? How you doing, man?
Oh, just trying to process this day of joint practices. Obviously the Miami Dolphins, they came out and they struggled. They struggled mightily, and even areas that we thought were going to be a strength of this football team, the Miami Dolphins struggled. Tua Tagovailoa 3 picks. Good evening, Glenn.
Good evening.
Alexander Madison putting the ball on the ground twice. Patrick Paul getting put on his back. The secondary getting beat up. The offensive line as a whole did not look good. It was just a mess. It was a complete mess. I don't think it could went much worse. We had an injury scare with Jack Jones. He ended up being okay, just cramping, but he was carted off the field. The Chicago Bears played a little rough with us too, which I'm not a big fan of. If you agree to something with our head coach, as far as, we're not tackling to the ground, we're going to keep it at this level of physical, whatever word I'm trying to use there, physicality. And then your players are out there throwing guys to the ground or hitting people in the head or just doing some off the wall stuff that, is unnecessary. So I'm not a big fan of that. It almost sparked a fight a couple times. We almost had a fight between teammates, Jordan Brooks and the other guy involved with Terrell Dotson. Listen, they almost came to blows. Minka Fitzpatrick was later asked about it. He said, listen, Jordan Brooks is just trying to be a leader. He's a fiery guy. He's trying to be a leader. So obviously Dotson wasn't doing his job properly or, doing something that irritated Jordan Brooks. I like that personally. I don't have any problem with that. But yeah, a lot of issues. Again, Tua was not very good with the football today. What's your guys' takes?
I was there.
Glenn, you was there?
Yeah.
Wow, you up in the Chicago area?
Yeah, I'm up here working up in near Clinton, Illinois.
You're in the Chicagoland area, right? That's the big.
Yeah, I'm south of Chicago. There, I'm near Bloomington and stuff, and Champaign.
Okay, so let's hear it. Let's hear it, Glenn. I mean, you can say
Here's
no.
what it is. Now I couldn't see both fields very good, so I watched the offense. There's times where the line looked good. Don't get me wrong. They held their own. TD's out there saying, like TD was saying, all this. Now I didn't watch his whole thing, but he's like, what they didn't tell you, and it is wrong. It is right, and I'm hoping that every team does this to Miami until they get it right. Those receivers got to get physical because they were getting bumped, even going down the field. They were getting bumped off their routes and stuff. And like I'm running next to you, and you could see the Chicago player bump them a little bit. And yes, it throws the timing off and stuff, and and stuff. And it just the offensive line, right side looked okay, but the left side was good. Um, I think with Austin Jackson in there, it'd be a lot better. Um, the 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 running backs there was some thing, but man, Madison dropping having two fumbles, and then
Yeah, he had.
and then yep,
He,
and then it was just it was very sloppy. That's what I could say. What I thought when I watched that game, it looked like a first preseason game sloppiness. It looked sloppy, like holy smokes, no Chris
Well, this,
route.
I mean, to be fair, this is before the first preseason game, so
Yeah,
you gotta expect sloppiness.
it was sloppy, just like it was be a preseason game. Now, we were understanding when we got there. We were told that there wouldn't be no tackling to the ground, and it wouldn't be thing. And there was some shots that Chicago took that was kind of on the borderline cheap because we were told there wouldn't be no tackling to the ground and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So nobody would assume that, but they're still for not playing that thing they had. There was some cheap shots and stuff.
Irving, what's your take? What do you take from today?
Man, I think I kind of like echo the similar things as Glenn. Man, I think that this was the most physical practice that the Dolphins have had this whole training camp. Guys were basically, you know, playing bump and run and getting pressed at the line of scrimmage and getting rerouted. And Tua was expecting guys at certain spots and they weren't there. And you could tell that everything was like out of sync in terms of like timing. Um, the defense played well. I thought the defense did a lot. They created a lot of pressure on them. Now they did allow like a big play, from Tyson Badgett to Colston Loveland on a touchdown 7-on-7. But other than that, I mean, they were getting. I mean, bro, they were going like they were swarming Caleb Williams. Not letting him sit in the pocket, and make plays. Mostly making them go off script, and I mean, I think Tyrell Dodson had a sack on him. Elijah Campbell, uh, even Kenneth Grant was like pushing the pocket backwards. He was very good in the run game as well.
Yeah, I heard positives about Kenneth Grant today.
Yeah, Bradley Chubb was making plays in red zone as well, getting sacks on Caleb Williams, and then at one point, forced him to throw the football away. The defense was very good. I had no problems with the defense, whether players get in scrums or fights. I mean, it happens all the time in every training camp. Guys are battling for starting jobs. They're battling to make the roster. I mean, that's just the way the NFL is, bro. It's a grueling competition. It's a grudge match. So it's just competitive. That's all it is. So I don't mind the fights and all that, but there were a couple of, like, I think Glenn pointed out, there were a couple of cheap plays. Like, I think it was Noah Sowell, the brother of Penny Sewell. You know, he got a HN. He like I think there was one where he tackled HN in the backfield and he tackled him to the ground. He also got a cheap play on another receiver. I forgot what it was. I think it was.
I think it was Easy E hit him in the head.
Yeah, he hit him in the head. It was a cheap play.
Cheap shot on Waddle.
Yeah, it was what it was. There was a cheap shot that Waddle went to the ground, right?
Oh yeah, he lost his hair. You could tell he was. They made him do it, and we were told there was going to be no tackling and stuff because they
Yeah,
didn't want people.
that was out of line, bro. Yeah.
And they were on, and it was going to be that hard and stuff like that. Chicago said, "Hey, you might think that, but we're coming out a little physical." But I kind of think Miami needs that.
I think so too, bro. They don't respect Miami's. They know that Miami lacks physicality. They're not a physical football team. They predicate their offense on speed and spacing, and you know, getting these ball, you know, getting footballs in space to these fast wide receivers on the outside, you know, to spots and shit. You know, and it's just like you know, you need guys that can fight through physical, you know, press coverage. Guys that can, you know, if they get rerouted, they can find a way to get open and help your quarterback, man. I mean, that's the problem with the offenses that are based on timing and rhythm. That when the play doesn't go as scripted, right, the offense struggles to adjust. You know what I mean? And try to create something out of nothing. And that's not only just on Tua, that's on the receivers. It's on everything. The offense is so freaking scripted, you know.
Now, I agree that the Miami Dolphins need that type of practice, a physical practice. But
Yeah.
I think there should be some kind of agreement. I'm not okay with the fact that they're hitting our guys when, hey, this is not what we discussed. You know what I mean? I think that Mike McDaniel should go into practice tomorrow and be like, hey, listen, all right, let's turn it up a notch. Let's be physical, because you guys are being physical anyway. We're giving you free shots, and that's not okay.
It isn't like practicing. I mean, you could get physical and stuff like that, but aren't practices, don't they usually ban tackling? Usually, isn't it like you tag somebody off and that's it, and then somebody's just somebody's contacted, the play's dead. You know what I mean? Like, I thought that was the I thought that was kind of protocol, but whatever.
Well, I think it's up to the coaches. They agree upon.
Okay. All right.
But that's why when we went in there, that's what we thought too. And then it's like, you know, you can't tell the offensive lineman, hey, don't be physical and you're blocking and stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, you have to be somewhat physical and stuff. But when the guy catches the ball and one of your teammates touches him, and then another guy comes over and hits him in the gut.
I think some people. Oh, my bad. Sorry, go ahead.
It's just tacky that you do it that way. That you hit the play and stuff.
You're breaking out, Glenn.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit.
Yeah. Am I breaking up?
Yeah, we can't hear what you're saying.
You're in and out a little bit.
How about now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Better.
Okay. Hey, no, it just was tacky the way they did it, because some of those hits were after the play was over with.
Yeah.
That's
I'm not a fan of that.
But I do wish. I know he's not, but I wish they would play on Sunday. At least one series, and say, okay, you got us Friday, but here's what you don't get back.
Yeah. Yeah, Caleb Williams has already been ruled out. Typically, that's another thing that the coaches discuss, whether they're starting people and who they're starting. So I'd be surprised if Tua gets any go. But shoot, if you're playing this bad in joint practices, I would definitely listen. Driver 2 is not gonna. If you're gonna get hurt in a driver 2, what's the sense even? You know, our season's over anyway. You know what I mean? Like, don't be scared of the injury. Send him out there, make him improve, make him show what he can do, and get in a rhythm. The offense is
Yeah.
always going to take way longer to get in a rhythm than the defense.
Yeah.
It just is. I mean, that's what happens.
And Big C, I think that another thing was that the Dolphins kind of went into a little shock just because they didn't have Tyreek Hill on the field. Tua is playing with guys that he doesn't have a lot of chemistry with, other than Waddle. Like, right? He still needs to build more chemistry with, Nick Westbrook-Akine. He hasn't had a lot of work with him so far up to this point. He was playing with D. Eskridge, who spent a lot of time, practicing with like Zach Wilson and Quinn Ewers and stuff like that. Dude, he had one interception on 7-on-7s, targeting tight end Chris Myrick. Like, that's like a backup camp body. You know what I mean? Like, you got to understand that Tua is not used to these weapons that are playing with the second and third team guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bounce off his fingers. He tipped that up and somebody caught that one.
Yeah, but that was the first interception. The second interception was, I think, to Tariq Black, and he couldn't make the catch, and the safety scooped it up on a tip interception. Wasn't really Tua's fault. I'm not,
Yeah.
And let's not forget our very best player wasn't there today. You know what I mean? Exactly. Our very best player wasn't on the field.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, it's not like, you got to remember, it's just a lack of
continuity.
Continuity, yes, there you go. That's the word I was looking for. It's a lack of continuity with the other receivers. It's going to take time, man. And this is just the first practice of the season. Like, people, just because the whole offense had a bad practice. Yes, and I understand. They struggled with physicality, and they just had a bad day overall, turning over the football, and not getting in. Jalen Wright not having a productive game, not having a productive day on the ground. I get that, but it's only the first practice, and guys are missing, and so, hey, it's only about bouncing back and having a better preseason game. This is a long season, bro. Like, things are, there are new faces on the team and new offensive line. There's some new receivers here. It's new running backs. It's like, there's some familiar faces, but we're gonna, it's gonna take some time to build continuity. And we haven't even started the first preseason game.
And you have to think they're splitting quarterback reps and stuff, and that will, as the season gets closer and closer, that will stop, and Tua will get all the reps, most like 80% of the reps. So then it would be better. But yeah, you could tell without Tyreek, they thought they were slick, and they did move those safeties up a lot closer to the line.
Yeah, I think a lot of things that bothers me too, like, this guy keeps still running a lot of screens, man. Like,
oh God.
Sometimes the play calling gets a little stale. Like, people are gonna know you're gonna run a screen of Waddle, and it's gonna get blown up. You know what I mean? Like, and the same thing with Alexander Madison. He fumbled on another screenplay. Like, come on, bro. Like, you guys got to get a little bit more diverse than that.
Well,
that reminds me of the Adam Gase, man. Adam Gase was notorious for that. That him to Landry, you know what I mean? The Tannehill to Landry, every pass. We're starting behind the 8 ball. I mean, you're throwing a pass that's 3-4 yards behind the line of scrimmage to a guy that isn't moving. He's not moving. He stands still, and defenders are running full speed at you. Multiple defenders. Like, it's not a positive play. It's not. It's just not.
Hey, there was this guy I was sitting by, and it's truth. I was sitting by a guy, and that guy would say, "This is a run or a screen," and sure enough, he was like, "This on me either be a run or a screen play," right off the bat.
Because Farrell Brown was probably in the game, and the Dolphins do that. The Dolphins are notorious for, you just look at the personnel and you can automatically tell what it's going to be. There's lots of times where Tua or Tyreek and Waddle come off the field, and it's a run. It's a run. Or they bring in their blocking tight end, and he's only in the game on runs. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. And if we can notice it as fans, other head coaches, assistant coaches, scouts, they're eating that shit up. Michael K, good morning. Good evening. Good evening. Not good morning.
What's
Shoot.
up, Mikey? Old
All
friend of
reports
theirs.
that I have seen after today's practice said that under 6.5 was a great bet. We'll see. Again, it's one practice. You can go and listen to TD Finn's talk. That's my guy. It's the end of the world because of one practice. It's not the end of the world, folks. It's not the end of the world. This is very typical of your first practice, your first joint practice for the offense to be sloppy. This offense is going to be able to put up points. Bottom line. You gotta realize this offensive line. Brewer's been out just up until a couple days ago. We got a rookie left guard. We got a second-year left tackle that all need time to gel. We got a right guard that's coming off an Achilles tear. Our right tackle is not there right now. This offensive line will eventually get it going. Are they going to be a top 10 unit? I don't know about that. But I still have faith that this unit is going to be an improvement over last year. And last year we won 8 games. And that's with our quarterback missing 6. Now there's always a chance that Tua is going to miss time this year. There's a chance. It's highly likely that Tua is going to miss time just based upon his past. But the fact of the matter is, if Tua can remain healthy, there's no reason this team can't be as good, if not better, on the offensive side of the ball. Now, I'm happy that the corners did okay today. They did all right, is my understanding. You got any information on that, Irving?
On what? I'm sorry?
On the defensive backs, how they performed today?
Oh yeah, Jack Jones had a good day today. I think he had a run stop up the weak side. They were running to the weak side. He also had a pass breakup. Yeah, he had there's a jet here. Travis Wingfield says Jack Jones fits the run from the weak side and pops the back for a tackle for loss. And then he had a couple pass breakups, I think in red zone. But yeah, Jack Jones he's been playing like his hair has been on fire recently, man. Like he's been playing good, dude. Like
super talented guy.
I haven't heard anything of Mike Hilton. That's a little bit, he's been quiet. I don't know if he's dealing with an injury or he's playing. I have no idea. But I've been very happy with how the linebackers have played. It says here Tyrell Dotson made a run stop on the first play of the Bears' red zone period, and then sacked Williams on third down. Minka in coverage for an incompletion on second. Obviously, I think Jordan Brooks had an interception on Caleb Williams when he was trying to target Cole Kmet, and then he dropped in because Jordan Brooks dropped in like the hook zone, and he cut off the crossing route and just picked it off. Like he just read it, like because I think he's our most instinctual linebacker when he's playing back there. You know what I mean? That's why I like him as the Mike. I like him as the commander of the defense because he knows what things are gonna. He's a read and react linebacker. He likes to diagnose plays pre-snap, and you see him, and he's constantly going through the trash and looking, through that traffic and seeing where the running back's going to go, which gap is he going to attack and stuff. He's always like swarming. He's good on screens and stuff like that. So I like Chubb. Obviously, we talked about Chubb. He had a good day getting after the quarterback. Same thing with Elijah Campbell had a sack on Williams. Kenneth Grant had a good day pushing the pocket, even getting some run stuff. Also, I wasn't happy with special teams. I think somebody had fumbled today, and they
gave up a touchdown, even though it didn't go. It should have been a touchdown.
Yeah. I think somebody fumbled today, and they didn't even bother recovering it. Yeah, wide receiver Monterey Baldwin dropped a punt and didn't even try to recover it. Some other guys got into a shoving match. I think it was Owens and Cornell Armstrong. When the Dolphins corner was doing its gunner work, and then Channing Tindall. I think Channing Tindall was the guy that lost containment on the Bears punt returner.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
I don't know why they didn't bring Neal back
the sideline for a touchdown. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't know why they didn't bring Neal back from the guy we had gotten from Buffalo, one of the best special teams players.
Yeah.
Special teams has cost us in recent years. Listen,
I know, dude.
you mentioned Jordan
Remember
Brooks.
Buffalo?
Yeah, Jordan
2023.
Brooks. When is Miami going to do the right thing and give this guy a long term
Extend
deal?
them. They should.
This guy is phenomenal. He's the best linebacker we've had there since Zach Thomas. And there hasn't been a whole lot of great linebackers since Zach Thomas, but I mean, you had Carlos Dansby. We've had a few decent ones, but Jordan Brooks, he's a great player, a leader. He's only 27 years old. Don't wait till he is on his last month of being a Dolphin, and then he's going to want the biggest bag possible. This is when you try to get ahead of them deals and get them bargains. You know what I mean? Give them the contract early. You wait another year and a half, you're going to end up costing yourself another $10 million.
And Chris Greer does have a tendency to do that, right? Like he waits till the last minute to want to sign guys when they're like he did that with Robert Hunt. He could have got Robert Hunt a bargain if he signed them in 2022 or whatever, when he was one of the top guards in the league. I mean, he could have done that even with Christian Wilkins if he wanted to, And I understand Christian. He didn't want to give money to Christian Wilkins. He hasn't had more than what? He's never had more than 5 sacks in a season. I get it, but could have paid him before he left, and there's other guys that he could have paid, and I mean,
they were offering
Wilkins
Christian decent money, but Christian wasn't having it.
That's true, but anyways, but they waited to 2022, 2024 to offer him $22 million a year when he wanted more than that, and
yeah,
we kind of expected that, whatever. It's just that's the thing, but I agree with you, Big C. I mean, sign Jordan Brooks right now before he has a big season, bro. Because if he has a big season after 2025, you're going to be stuck paying him more money, possibly letting him go to a higher, to another team that's giving him more money than right now, signing him right now when he's cheap. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Yeah, reward the guy for his hard work.
Dansby, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think so.
I think Greer's trying to just build through the draft, and a lot of these players, he's just trying to build through the draft and stuff.
Yeah, but if you find a young guy in free agency that you can get at a decent value, I mean, you can't have everybody be a draft pick. It's unrealistic. No. So, I mean, if you find a stud middle linebacker, which we haven't had one in 20 years, you lock them up. You know what I mean? Like, it's a key position. It's the quarterback of the defense.
Yeah. Jordan Brooks.
I mean, that's how you build winning franchises.
Hey, are you signing a contract when you should think about, hey, I could go out there and have a good season this year, and they have to give me a good payday, or I go somewhere else?
Yeah, because they're thinking in the moment too. Like, he's 2 years away from a deal, I'm pretty sure. You give him a big, large sum up front, a bigger payday than he's ever experienced in his life. I mean, that's tempting to players like that. You know what I mean? Jordan Brooks has never seen a payday like he's gonna deserve to get, and not to mention you're gonna give a bunch of money up front. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of these players in the NFL, they don't live the lavish lifestyles that some of us might think they do. You know what I mean? After they take care of their moms, and you know what I mean, buy some jewelry and buy a sports car. Not all these guys are living in 20-bedroom mansions and stuff. You know what I mean? Obviously, like players like Tyreek Hill are, but a lot of these players aren't. And that just opens up a whole new lifestyle for Jordan Brooks. So yeah, he's gonna take that deal a couple of years ahead of time, because this game is not guaranteed. An injury can happen. his play can fall back. You know what I mean?
But there's over 1,500 players in the league, right? And you have to realize that only 230 maybe get the big bag,
Yeah.
and the rest of them are less than 5 million.
Well, I mean, $5 million is still a ton of money.
What?
I mean, $5 million is still a ton of money.
No, but I'm just saying. I'm talking about there. You only get about 200 something people that's really getting like the 10 million, 15 million. Then I'm counting all the teams and stuff. You know, the rest of the players are getting anywhere from 2 to 5 million. So yeah, when you get a linebacker um that says, "Hey, I can get paid," and you offer some money, you're right. A lot of time it does get them. It does get them. Hey, man, let me get it because next year ain't promised.
Absolutely.
Next year,
Absolutely.
so if I can get that guaranteed money, then we're talking. And if LA does what they want, it will change guaranteed money.
Do the Dolphins are off tomorrow, right? They don't have practice tomorrow. The
No, they
game is
don't.
Sunday. Okay, so they
No,
have the
they
game
don't.
on
They don't
Sunday.
have practice. They're supposed to be going out and doing stuff tomorrow as a team. I wish they'd go out and learn how to be physical.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah, but today was a little bit way too much, man. Like Sewell tried to clothesline Eric Azukama today. Like even Eric
yeah,
Azukama got laid out by Jonathan Owens in 7-on-7, bro. Like it's just
yeah, it's
you know like
they
that.
were
You know what
taking
I mean? Like it's practice. I get it. Like come on, man, but. It's not the regular season yet. Like we don't want guys getting hurt before they freaking step on the field. You know what I mean? Regular season. So it's just my opinion on it.
Hey,
But
I
how
was
long are we
trying.
gonna take it? How long are we gonna take it? You know, if they start treating us like that, when is Mike McDaniel pulling them over to the side? Like, all right, we see what they're doing, give it back. You know what I mean?
That too. Yeah, yeah, I'd like to see that too as well. Like, don't let these guys bully you. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm like, I think what the Bears did today was a little too over the top.
Yeah, it's Bush
You,
League.
Yeah, you could get physical. I'm not saying you can't get physical. I'm just saying today was not an example. Fair, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that's a poor choice of words, but
I tell you now, I was sitting in there and I was watching. I'm like, holy smokes! And after the
yeah,
first one, you let that one go, and you're like, hold up now. And then you're wondering where the fight's going to come, because that's what it was looking like. It was going towards a fight. Because Miami wasn't like, okay, we got knocked down, no big deal. They were getting pissed about it, about some of the shots, but
yeah.
Well,
they
that's good.
never,
You expect them to.
they never did anything about it.
Yeah.
That's what got me. Is like, okay, you get pissed at them, but you ain't don't do nothing. And I didn't get to see the our players. I didn't see it until it was too much of a commotion. So I don't speak on it when it was our defense players fighting each other. So I won't comment on that because by the time I did, it was just a bunch of people.
Hey, did you see when Glenn? Did you see in practice when Jack Jones had a knockdown hit and the Dolphins sideline erupted? Did you see that? Like when
No,
he had a big hit.
no, I was watching the offense and I tried to watch over there, but where I was at, where they had me at, was just it was. You're talking a football field, and there's some people on it, and then on the other side of the football field.
It's funny,
It's
Glenn, right? Because we came into this season, right?
yeah,
Worried about the defense, not so much the offense, right? Because we seen the offense could put up points, but the defense, we thought that training camp, like we have question marks in the secondary. We obviously Kader Kohu gets hurt. We don't have really anybody. Then we signed Jack Jones. Well, we signed Jack before. Well, then we have this depleted center, right? We have this depleted secondary, and then Artie Burns tears his ACL. Then we signed Jack Jones, and we signed Mike Hilton in the midst of Kader Kohu getting hurt, and we were wondering what was going to happen to him. And then he tears his ACL as well. So we lose two, a big special teams contributor, Artie Burns, and a reserve corner, a guy that we rotate, and Kader Kohu as the number one corner. And they haven't really been and obviously you have all these undrafted guys like Ethan Bonner and Storm Duck and BJ Adams, and all of a sudden they haven't really been the problem. This whole training camp, I think they've been pretty solid so far. And obviously that's the back end. The front four or whatever, the front 4 or 5, 6, 7, whatever you want to call it, have been creating a lot of pressure on our quarterbacks, Chicago's quarterback. So that's it's crazy to see the Dolphins offense struggling, mind you, without Tyreek Hill and certain guys, but still, like, I don't know. That's just me.
But Caleb had that 50-yard bomb, but I believe that was in 707s.
Yeah. Well, didn't Tua had a big 40-yard 40-yard pass to Nick Westbrook?
Yeah, but it's see, everybody's worried about a preseason, but let's just tell me the last time, and this is truth. Tell me the last time you ever remember Miami having a good preseason game or preseason practice. Because in 23, I know they played Houston, Jacksonville, and I can't think of Atlanta. And they got dominated pretty much the whole 3 things. And we're like, oh my God, this team ain't going to be nothing. Everybody was saying it. This team ain't not going to be a thing. It ain't going to happen. Because they look bad in those preseason games or preseason practices and stuff.
Because preseason's the take chances to see if you can fit this ball in this, in this window, it's to try things out. It's not a true vision of what the football team is gonna be. You know what I mean? Obviously you want to see your blockers block, you want to see your defense get pressure up front. But as far as interceptions, even quarterbacks are going to take more risks than they typically would. You know what I mean? It's a practice. Let me see if I can do this. Let me see if this works. You can't, you know what I mean? You can't go by that. You can't. How many times have we seen teams that have gone 0-4 in the preseason, 0-3 recently, go in, make a run in the playoffs? Like, it's not an indictment of what your team is. Yeah, you want to see your team perform well all the time, but
they're doing vanilla plays and vanilla defenses and stuff like that. They're really not showing anything. Even though I was surprised the blitzes that Chicago and stuff sent.
Yeah, didn't I think somebody in the comments said Chris Rohn, I think he said what did he say? Yeah, it said Dolphins. Oh, shoot, I lost it. Yeah, he said Dolphins second teamers and tight end. Dolphins second team wide receivers and tight ends were playing against first team secondary, and they were blitzing. Not surprised Miami's receivers lost that battle. Yeah, I mean, there's some sense to that. I can agree with that.
I mean, I just say a lot of times when they practice and stuff, coaches usually say, hey, let's not blitz. Let's try to give our quarterbacks some time to run the play. But nope. And I guess Ben Johnson, this is first year, so he's trying to prove something too. You know? Yeah. I just don't know. It just It's like Ben Johnson did his own rules. He said, "Hell, I'm doing it my way."
Yeah, that's
Again,
right. Ben Johnson is kind of like an old school, no nonsense type of coach. Because he was when they first, I think when the Chicago Bears first hired him, they, the media was saying that this would fix some of who's the number one pick? What, I forgot his name, quarterback.
Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams. Thank you. Caleb Williams, like it would fix some of his immaturity issues and some of his and things of that nature. Like he would kind of set him straight, give him an offense where he can be more of a pocket quarterback. You know what I mean? Like be able to concentrate more on the fundamentals of being a pocket passer first, going through his progressions. Reading the defense pre-snap. Um, you know, things of
What I'm
that
waiting for?
nature, and not run around so much like he did, and maybe fix some of his decision making and hold him more accountable than the previous coach. You know what I mean?
See, what I'm more worried about is next week. I want to see back-to-back days of against Detroit, because that coach is physical too.
Yeah.
We'll see where Miami is when they go against Detroit, because that's going to be a
Mm-hmm.
pretty physical offense and defense. Then we could get a true test of where Miami's at
Yeah.
and
I
stuff.
think it's a real test for our defensive backs next week against Detroit. I mean, I
Yeah,
think we're all in agreement that Detroit's offense is superior to the Chicago Bears.
but you
Yeah.
just
So
think about that defensive line of theirs.
yeah.
Their
Well,
defensive line is
the
good.
Bears got a pretty good defensive line though. The
Yeah,
Bears
yeah.
do got a pretty good defensive line.
Yeah.
And I
But
don't know if a lot of Detroit's players are playing because last year that a lot of them got hurt. So I don't know how
Mhm.
much is actually practicing or will be in and stuff. So I don't know that, but I do know that if they're practicing with their starters, their defensive line starters, that's a formidable defensive line.
Yeah.
hey, is there any
But I just don't know
preseason games today?
what.
Does anybody know if there's any preseason games tonight?
Yeah, there
Or,
was Cleveland against Carolina and
The
Washington
Giants
and New
play.
England, and I think
Did
the
the Giants
Raiders are
play?
playing against somebody.
oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I know it's New England and Washington was playing,
Appreciate
and
it.
I think later on tonight on what you call it will be the Raiders and I think Green Bay or something like that.
Yeah.
But there's 3 games on tonight, and on Sunday, Miami will be on NFL Network one.
Shador Sanders, 14 of 23, 138 yards and 2 scores.
Yeah, I think he's the best quarterback.
Yeah,
Says Browns rookie
but he did
quarterback
not
puts
look
on a
like
show.
okay. He did not look as good as everybody says he did. He had some plays and stuff, but one of
Yeah.
those touchdowns was a 10-yard. All they had to do was go 10 yards.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Big
Another
C,
one
I'm gonna
he
get out of
got
here,
down the
man.
field.
Trying to see what else I can find about these NFL games. Listen, I'm not worried. Like I said, people are gonna act like it's the end of the world. The Patriots are winning 41 to 18 over the Commanders right now.
Yeah, and you really think that the New England? Well, I don't know. because what I'm worried about the Washington, right, is which sophomore quarterback will take a step back. Because it will happen to one of those sophomore quarterbacks.
And the Lions are winning 17-10 over the Falcons.
Yo, is it the line? Okay.
Let's see, did they start anybody?
But now one of those Jaden, Bo Nix, or one of those quarterbacks will take a step back this year.
I don't like Bo Nix's game at all. I'm not a fan of Bo Nix.
I will say this. And you might not be, but you know who I do trust? Their coach. To make sure he stays right.
Yeah, it's not. It's just his. It's his game as a whole. Like it's very playgroundish, and I don't know if that's sustainable in the NFL. I like every game I watched of him. He took the snap and automatically escaped the pocket and ran around and tried to make something happen that way. And I just don't know if that is. I don't know if that's maintainable.
Defense learns your tendencies after your first year, and so they adjust, and it's a little bit harder for those second years than it was the first year.
Hey, has Darren Waller practiced?
Not yet.
Not yet. No, he's still like working, doing like individual drills and stuff, like working on the sideline.
They say he's close. They say that the biggest problem is that do they really want his first practice to be a joint practice? You know what I mean? But they can't wait.
I get it. Yeah,
they can't wait because all we got is joint practices for the next couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, they got a
he's the number one tight end right now on the depth chart.
Oh, yeah, I think
Monday's probably a walkthrough. Tuesday will be a practice, and Wednesday, Thursday's a joint practice.
Mm-hmm.
And they can work 5 days, or they might be. I forgot how it is, but I think they have one practice before the joint practices. But that might just be a walkthrough.
Interesting. They got me and Mike
scored again. 48-18. Patriots scored again, 48-18.
Yeah, but it's all backups now. You think Redskins played any other back?
Drake May played, 3 of 5 for 12 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions.
Yeah.
He took 1 sack for 15 yards. Stevenson had 7 carries for 36 yards. Antonio Gibson, 6 carries, 26 yards. Trayvon Henderson, 1 carry for 18 yards. Oh, Drake May had a rushing touchdown. 2 carries, 16 yards, and a rushing touchdown.
Yeah.
Damn, me and Mecklenburg doing Johnny Fabanaya.
And that might be their bread and butter this year.
Trayvon Henderson had 3 catches for 12 yards too, so he's going to be their scat back.
Yeah,
I'm not worried about the Patriots offense whatsoever.
I don't. But see, I take nothing out of these preseason games. I don't think. Yeah, they get some work in and stuff like that, and I like watching the practices and stuff. But
I don't think so, Kosa.
Damn, that's crazy. Kendall Sheffield over freaking Jack Jones. I don't agree with that. On the depth chart,
they don't mess with them depth charts over. You know what I mean? Like,
but you shouldn't You shouldn't take them
Sheffield's been the other starting corner since OTAs. It's been him and
Shepard.
It's been him and Storm.
Sheffield has not played bad. The key to Miami's defense in that secondary is still Mika.
Damn, Elefanu over Ashton Davis or if Fatima Elefanu. I don't know about that. I think Elefanu was the better safety when he's healthy, of course. He's better
Yeah, I
safety
think
Has he
than
been
Ashton
played
Davis.
yet?
he's the more well-rounded safety for sure.
Yeah,
Because
and
he
he's
can
more
go down, he can
versatile
go down
too.
there, he can go down there and play corner. He can do a bunch of things for you.
And he's good in
Right?
covering against tight, playing man versus tight ends in the
Yeah.
slot. Very good at playing. Even on the boundary, I've seen him play corner. Because he used to be a former cornerback. Also, too, he's very good at playing deep half, was safety. I mean, you can use him all over the field. But I don't agree with that. I think, because Ashton Davis is mostly. I mean, he could be a single high safety, but he's not very good doing that. He's more good as a flat defender. Defending against like screens and stuff, or running. Leak out running backs leaking out the flat. He's very good at that. Decent run defender like Melifonwu. Melifonwu's a good blitzer, dude. He loves to blitz.
Yeah.
Ashton
Mike
Davis
Hilton's
is
phenomenal at that in the nickel too.
Who is that?
Mike Hilton.
Oh yeah, dude. Mike Hilton loves to blitz. He reads the running back and the flow of plays where the blocking where the flow of the blocking is gonna go, right? Like he likes to read where the blockers are gonna go and where the running back is gonna go, dude. He's like a linebacker diagnosing plays. He gets into the run fit. He likes to get into the backfield and blow up running backs. He like Jack Jones likes to blow up screens before they happen. He likes to diagnose screens before they happen. But yes, Mike Hilton, very good blitzer, very good run defender. He does struggle a little bit in press man when he's left on an island. If he's playing man, if he has safety over the top, he's good. He's good in zone. But yeah, like he was rated. He was an elite nickel corner like back in his heyday. You know what I mean? And he's still pretty good. Like he was still rated as one of the better corners in the league.
Yeah, he's top. He's probably top 15, top 15 in nickels. Still at his age.
Yeah, he is
I mean,
31 years
he's
old now.
top half. He's top in the nickel thing. He's probably top half of the league.
But I've seen him
Still.
in man coverage where he does a good job staying like kind of like in the hip pocket of receivers. Like he like against the Chargers, for example, he played against Lad McConkey. Yeah, Lad McConkey got him on some good. He got him on a good couple of routes and stuff. But there was reps where he did a good job. Mirroring him and then undercutting him, like doing a good job of anticipating the route that Lad McConkey was going to run and then making a play on the football. Like he was pretty good for the Chargers against Lad McConkey. Not so. You're on mute, Big C.
But no.
Octane, calm down, brother. Octane says, I'm thinking we're gonna be at the bottom of the division. Unfortunately.
Nah, I
Just
don't think
calm
so.
down.
No.
Relax, brother. Relax. You think the Patriots are gonna go out there and score 48 points a game? Just because they look phenomenal, their backups look phenomenal in preseason. It's preseason. This is off-season football. This is off-season. Give it a minute.
I mean,
Give it a minute.
Yeah.
let's put it this way. I bet you did not see Tyreek. Probably until he probably won't even practice next week.
He has an oblique injury. I don't think he's going to participate this preseason game, obviously. He probably won't participate.
Oh no, he'll be back next week.
Next week, you think? I know for sure he's going to be out of this.
McDaniel said he's fighting them to stay off the field now.
Yeah, he's fighting them, but obliques are one of those things that it's like, whenever you did that damn sit-ups too much, and all of a sudden you got that thing, and then it feels good in a couple days, and then you go do that sit-up again, the damn thing hurts and stuff. That's what those obliques are.
Miller, stop it. Gotta say the Patriots look good under come on, bro. We're talking backup players. Washington, you
Hey,
think Washington played? Washington's going to be one of the best teams in the league. Mark my
hey,
word. You think?
Hey, ask him if May looked good tonight. Unless you want him to be a running back, how was his passing game?
Well, he's not gonna stay healthy very long. You know, he got sacked for one. He got sacked on one play, and then he took 2 other hits on running plays. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Hey, Glenn,
I
what is
mean,
Tyreek Hill? Oh, my bad.
no, go.
No, go ahead, Glenn. Finish your point.
No, it's just that everybody gets overexcited and stuff in these off seasons, and what you're seeing now is will not even be the offense that you see during the regular season.
Mm-hmm. I was just gonna say that, Glenn. I was gonna ask you, didn't you see Tyreek Hill like get involved in a fight? Like not get in the fight, but like he like there was some fighting going on, and then he got involved in the scrum, trying to break it up, and then he carried one of the guys that was involved in the fight to the sideline and had kind of talked to him. Did you see that? I forgot who it
Yeah,
was.
he just pulled. He just pulled. I think it was
I think it was Mike McDaniel. I think Teron Armstead got involved in breaking up the fight.
yeah, and then Tyreek went and ran out there and grabbed the player and pulled it back, and I couldn't see the player number, but I did see Tyreek because he was in one of those shirts that you could see him all the way across the field because he had one of those half shirts on, like a half
Yep.
T-shirt on,
Yep.
and so you could see him, and he ran in there, and I'm like, well, you're the last person that should be running in there. Send somebody to your offensive lineman.
I know.
Robert Jones being put on season-ending injury reserve with the Cowboys.
Ouch.
Oh,
Robert Jones.
Robert Jones.
okay, it was terrible.
And everybody take a chill pill, bro. Like everybody, this is not the end of the world. Again, would you have liked to see the Miami Dolphins perform better?
Oh, he's out. Now we'll say this is probably a good day for Pete's take. You know, who had
I
a bad
heard him over. I dropped in and said, "Hey Pete, you need my cash app because he bet me Cam Smith was going to be the starting corner for more games than he's not throughout the season." And
No,
hey,
I heard that. I heard you say that.
You want to send that cash app now or later? The only way that Cam Smith lasts on this team is if he gets put on injured reserve.
Let's stop with Cam Smith. Get him off the team. Give him a chance somewhere else. Get him done with it. He's not going to be a starter.
Yeah,
He's not going to make the team.
Mm-hmm. Isn't he behind like Ethan Bonner or something? Isn't he behind like Ethan Bonner?
He's the last guy. Everybody that's shown up here has surpassed Cam Smith on the depth chart.
I think literally every quarterback has made plays on this team except for Cam Smith. I haven't seen anything about positive about Cam Smith. You're cutting off, Glenn. I can barely hear you. What'd you say?
He hasn't practiced this yet.
Oh wow, he hasn't practiced. Oof.
No, he's been injured the whole time. That's why he's off the team.
Mm-hmm.
You have to practice at least be on.
Octane, no one's trading for him. Nobody wants him.
No, you release him. It ain't costing you that much.
And he's talented, dude. And just he can't put it together. He can't stay on the field.
Nobody's giving anything up for him. Nobody.
No, they're not. They're not.
They're gonna wait till Miami releases him.
Maybe we could do an iffy thing like we did with Ignat Nagbaga. Trade a corner they don't want for our corner. Something like that. That's about all you're going to get. Is a trade for somebody they don't cut, and hey, let's trade your corner that you don't want for our corner that we don't want. And that's about how it's going to happen if he don't get straight up cut.
Yeah, over on Pete's Take, they were having that wet dream about well, what if we would have drafted Justin Herbert? Imagine how different things would be. Would they be so much different? Would they be? Yeah, we'd have a quarterback that can stay healthy for the most part. But what has Justin Herbert done? What has he really done in
His
this league
last outing, then he throw
to justify
Yeah, then he throw
such
4
praise?
interceptions the last outing we saw.
I would tell you when it came to that draft, I wanted Justin Herbert, but not because of his arm or anything like that. What he's done in the NFL, I wanted him because
He was
one
healthier.
reason he was healthier, not coming
Yeah,
off of a injury, and they had the
yeah. A
2020,
hip injury.
and
I know.
they could not work these players out before the draft.
Yeah, that is true. The only quarterback that the Dolphins worked out during 2020 was Jordan Love, and that was before all the before the pandemic got worse and they put all these protocols and rules and that you couldn't meet with players personally. That everything had to be through Zoom and all that stuff. Jordan Love was the only quarterback there, and Brian Flores wanted Jordan Love. I mean, I think even multiple people. I think Omar Kelly even confirmed that was the quarterback he wanted because he wanted to go
I'm not
defense
even sure.
first and then get a quarterback later on. But yeah,
See,
it was hard to do evaluations on quarterback at that time because everything was virtual. You couldn't have anything. Guys bring them, for private workouts and stuff, or go to their pro days, or anything like that. Because everything
no,
was, you know what I mean. Everything was virtual. It
yeah,
sucked. Hard to know.
and so that's the only reason I wanted them because if you look at it, Tua had a better career than both Love. Now I did not. I put so like everybody. I'm pretty hard on my tiers and stuff, and it's
Mm-hmm.
pretty much Josh Allen, Mahomes, and um,
Lamar.
Lamar. And then you got a big drop, and then you start getting other ones. I don't put the Jaden up there, Daniels up there yet because his second year. Not he had one great year. Nobody knew him. Now they don't adjust to him, just like they did with the Houston quarterback, Stroud.
CJ Stroud.
They adjusted to him. So hey, do it a couple years, but yeah, there's some up there, but like Justin Hubert, Love, Tua. Besides injury, I'm not talking injuries because it changes everything once you. But throwing wise and stuff and things, they they're not that much. Well, they have stronger arms and stuff. Yeah, they do have their some benefits and stuff that Tua doesn't. But Tua has benefits over there that they don't have.
Well, Justin Herbert, I mean, is he a top 10 quarterback? I don't think Justin Herbert's a top 10
I
quarterback.
don't think he is.
Physically, his physical gifts, absolutely. He's one of the more gifted quarterbacks in the league. What he can do, he's big, he's strong, he's fast, mobile, you know what I mean? He's all of those things. But as far as what he's produced in this league, I don't see it. I don't see top 10 quarterback whatsoever.
And I agree with that, Big C. I think he's put on, usually put on the top 10 quarterback lists. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's had a great start to his NFL career in his first 2 years of his, I'm sorry. He's had a great start in the first 2 years of his NFL career. He threw, he set the rookie record for touchdowns and passing yards with over 4,000 yards and 31 touchdowns. He threw for 5,000 yards the next year, threw for 38 touchdowns, which set a franchise record, breaking Phillip Rivers' single season franchise record for touchdown passes. Like, I understand that. But what he's produced since then, he's been injury prone. He's had some very poor performances in the playoffs. Like, he hasn't been great, right? And I'm sorry, but I can't put him in the top 10. I just can't. I understand great start to his career. I get it. He has all the intangibles. He has all the talent. I just can't put him in the top 10. But you know what I mean? So I don't know.
Let me preface this, man.
Hey, what's up, Mel?
Hey, man. I feel like Herbert's top 10, but like Glenn was saying, the gap between the top 3 versus the rest is enormous.
Yeah, it's a huge. It's huge. Those three right there are what you call elite quarterbacks, and it pisses me off that I have to give Josh Allen that. But what he does, he's just a different beast. That 250-pound guy coming down your throat is not easy to tackle. Plus, you got an arm on him, and he's getting what's helping him out is his offensive coordinator said, "Hey, we don't help you out there, Josh Allen. We don't have you throw less balls. We don't be more controlled running, and we don't have to depend on your arm every single game."
I
Yeah.
feel like, given the opportunity to get one of those top 3
Oh yeah.
quarterbacks, we should take it, right?
Oh, he's good enough to throw. He's good enough still to throw it down the field, 70 yards standing still.
We had Lamar Jackson in free agency wanting to come here.
Oh, I would agree, Miller. That was a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
I am not going to disagree with you on that.
That's our biggest what if, I think.
Yeah, bro. Hey, he wanted to come here, and I knew the rumors. I heard through the back channels how much he wanted to be here.
But the
Yeah,
league did him just like they did Shador. Like the league was in coercion with that whole deal. They did
everybody
not
says
want
that, but I don't.
fully guaranteed money given out to a quarterback.
Yeah, I guess so.
No, they did. What happened? I think there happened. First of all,
So,
Baltimore
do
did not
you
want to
think
do the research. Baltimore did not want to see what Baltimore wanted to see what other people offered him, and they didn't come in there and say, "No, we'll just pay him." They were
Yeah,
never giving up on Lamar, so no team was gonna go in there and say, "No, we ain't doing your work for you. You pay them what you want, and that's your problem because we ain't gonna give you something where you come in there." Look, Baltimore was not getting rid of Lamar. All they
yeah.
had to do was
maybe not.
catch it.
Maybe not.
No, they weren't. Who would they had if they didn't have Lamar?
I mean, they
Nobody.
would have had draft picks. They would have drafted a quarterback.
They would
True.
have had
That's
two
also
draft
true, too.
picks. They would have had two draft picks that was ended up probably being late round picks.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have selected, well, they were, I mean, they could have selected maybe Jaden Daniels if they were bad enough without Lamar
No,
Jackson, maybe.
See, that's what
no,
that going down the road, like that's a hard what if though. But the
Yeah, I
thing
mean, of
is, with
course,
that being even an option, when Lamar comes up for a new contract in like 2030, I mean, who's to say that we
no.
aren't? We're only 5 years away from that.
Yeah,
He could still be here.
At 2030, you do not offer him a contract.
I
yeah.
would,
No.
depending on what he looks like, at least. You know what I mean?
It's still, he'd be over 30 years old. His
Vic with
running
the
ability
Steelers,
will
though.
be diminished. He has to convert his and start now. He's at the point now that he has to start really concentrating on completion percentage and reading defense and doing other things that he didn't have to do because of his legs.
Yeah, but the
That
man
he
should be a
has to
two-time MVP. He can do it with his arm. It's been proven.
uh, he was not that good passing wise. He was better than his first year, but he has gotten better over the years, but he's still not that great.
Oh,
On
Lamar?
I think
Yeah.
Lamar's
Yeah,
top.
yeah.
Yeah, I disagree. I think Lamar has turned himself into a real
Lamar
quarterback.
Jackson is one of the
3
best
years
pocket
ago, for
passers
sure.
in the league. Lamar Jackson is one of the best pocket passers in the league, especially in the intermediate parts of the field. He's
I
pretty
think
accurate.
he can pick you apart.
He's
Yeah.
tall enough that when he threatens to run, you got to respect it, and that opens up his whole vision for the passing game. It's something that's honestly crazy.
Well,
That's true.
his height doesn't have anything to do with if he threatens the run. The fact that
It's
he
not
is
even
one
that
of
big.
the most
Like,
explosive athletes at the quarterback position ever is, you know what I mean?
but Big C, Lamar Jackson took our concept. The Baltimore Ravens borrowed some of our concepts that we run, the same routes that our receivers run, the same scheme, whatever. And Lamar Jackson didn't even have to rush against us. He threw 5 touchdowns and over 300 passing yards from the pocket. They didn't. I mean, don't get me wrong. He had great protection. He had great protection from his offensive line, but he killed us from the pocket. 5 touchdowns in 2023 and 0 picks. Like, he was absolutely amazing from the pocket.
That's why I'm really leaning towards if this blows up, and I'm not saying it will. And I know me and Big C have like a little bet going, but like if it does fall apart,
and why did Baltimore lose?
They're going to have to go after a quarterback regardless. If
we're going to have to get mobile
and a new head coach possibly.
Going mobile.
Yeah, and a bigger arm talent too. Go ahead, Glenn.
Why did Baltimore lose that game?
Say who? What? Say it again.
Why did Baltimore lose that game when he had those 5 touchdowns?
Our defense was bad. What do you mean?
What?
Baltimore won. You mean why we lost? You mean?
Okay. I know which game you're talking about.
Yeah, the game where we were going for the number 1 spot in the playoffs.
Yeah, not 2022.
And they freaking embarrassed us.
Yeah, we were trying to get the number 1 seed in the playoffs that year. Remember?
Yeah, injuries just fucking devastated us.
That too. We had a lot of injuries. We didn't have Waddle. Tyreek was running on 1 foot.
Now you say Justin Herbert is top 10 quarterback. Is he better than Joe Burrow?
No,
not
Joe
at
Burrow's
all.
the 4. He has to be 4.
Stafford?
He's on the hill climbing that.
Okay, Matt Stafford.
Matt Stafford, I pick him over Joe Burrow. I'm sorry, over Justin Herbert. Absolutely,
Yeah,
don't question.
I'd take Stafford. Jalen Hurts.
I'll take him over Justin Herbert. So sorry, the guy's proven winner.
Dak Prescott.
No, I take Justin Herbert over Dak Prescott any day of the week.
I can't believe Dak got the money.
I want it. I'd take Dak over Justin Herbert. I think Dak is done more in this league with less, to be honest.
I think Dak has profited from being in the NFC.
To each their own, you know what I mean? Jared Goff.
No.
Jared Goff, still. Ooh, that's a difficult one.
He got to show me more than one.
We're not talking about physical tools.
No, I would take Jared Goff. I would take Jared Goff for Justin Herbert. Yeah, I'd take Jared Goff.
Jared Goff has
Baker
only
Mayfield.
done it 1 season.
I mean, he's taken the Rams to the Super Bowl.
I mean, he had the number 1 overall.
He took the Lions to the
number 1 overall team last year and went to a Super Bowl.
And he was considered MVP favorite too. Like, he was a good quarterback, though.
He could be up that upper echelon again.
Again, what has Justin Herbert done? Nothing.
He's done it with 2 teams, and he's been up there in the top 10. So
Justin Herbert's been consistent since he's entered the league. That's what I'm looking at.
I don't know about that. Not like Jared Goff. Not like Jared Goff. I think Jared Goff
consistently mediocre. Consistently mediocre. He's
in the playoffs. Justin Herbert just shits the bed, man.
I mean, Justin Herbert has done absolutely nothing more than Tua Tagovailoa. Maybe the stats a little more impressive, but what has he done more than Tua has?
But he's had less than Tua too.
I mean, has he? Because he had good receivers and
Mike
shit.
Evans, not Mike Evans. Are you considering Keenan Allen?
He did have Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. I mean, that's who he put up the best numbers with. And who's the other guy, the running back? Eckler,
Austin Eckler.
And most of
Eckler was a beast.
I mean, you gotta, like a large chunk of his passing yards came from at the line of, throwing to the line, behind the line of scrimmage, at the line of scrimmage.
I like Eckler, but you gotta say Mike Williams he was on his way out when Herbert was entering the league. Like, he retired
and he had for Henry at the beginning too. In the
Mike
first.
Williams just retired. He was with the Jets last year, wasn't he?
Was he? Oh, I thought he retired earlier than that. But like,
Then
he's
they're
never really been.
And
he's
last
been
year
on
he
his
had
way out.
Lad McConkey. He was one of the best wide receivers last year. Like that was a hell of a weapon.
That was. I mean, that's good drafting, though. I mean, look at what we did with Malik.
Yeah. Hey guys, I gotta get out of here, man. Thanks for having me on, Big C.
That's a quarterback to be in
I
the top
appreciate
10.
you.
If you have to try to
Yeah,
figure out
man.
if the quarterback
Glenn,
is
you
the
have a
top
good
10,
night, brother. Earlier, good night.
Peace.
And then I'd put Jordan Love, C.J. Stroud, Jaden Daniels all equal, if not above him. So
See, I
Ooh.
just
what's really the difference between Tua Tagovailoa and Justin Herbert? Maybe 2-3 positions on the overall quarterback
Consistency.
list.
Consistently.
Consistently what? Consistently hasn't done anything more than Tua has.
But he can play through injury and still produce numbers.
And win nothing. Numbers,
But
I mean, winning,
if he
having
was
good numbers is nothing.
if
I
you
do believe
built
Tua has a
around
better
Herbert
win
the way we
percentage.
built around Tua, I guarantee you we would at least have a playoff win.
Again, if you don't think that the Chargers have tried to build around Justin Herbert,
The Chargers have went through how many coaching regimes that have what?
because they're not doing a good enough job winning games with Justin Herbert at quarterback.
So how many coaches has Justin Herbert got fired?
That's a good way to pose that question. I can see what you mean.
Because good quarterbacks, elite quarterbacks, don't get coaches fired.
I mean, Manning got a couple coaches fired.
Who?
I mean, he carried Gase along his entire way. I mean, Manning coming to Broncos, Gase was coming.
I mean, he didn't get Gase fired.
No, he carried Gase with him, so he got people fired for Gase to get hired. I mean,
And Chris Rohn, you're absolutely right. The Dolphins were legit Super Bowl contenders in 2023. Just injuries demolished us. We were good enough. Going into that game with Baltimore, we were going for the number 1 seed. Tua was in the MVP discussions, and everything just, you know what I mean? We just fell apart.
No, I'll tell you when that season fell apart. When that season fell apart was against Tennessee when we lost the starting center. Tyreek got hurt, and some other player got hurt, but offensive lineman got hurt in that game. But losing that center was huge.
Absolutely.
If I had a nickel, though,
Connor
for
Williams.
every time a Tennessee team has knocked us out of a real...
Screw that every time a Tennessee team. That's not the narrative of the story. The narrative is we just, and I know teams suffer injuries. But again, we don't have a Josh Allen. We don't have a Lamar Jackson. We don't have a Patrick Mahomes. We don't have a quarterback that can overcome just your whole team being depleted by injury. Glenn's right. Our offensive line, we had a very good offensive line that year, but 4 out of our 5 starting offensive linemen that year missed 7+ games. 7+, 4 out of the 5. Tyreek, he was never the same after that horse collar tackle in Tennessee. Jalen Waddle was dealing with injuries. Xavier Howard was playing on 1 foot. Javon Holland was playing with no knees, and every one of our pass rushers was on injured reserve. Every one of them. Cameron Good, Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb, Van Ginkel.
Time. You're right.
Like,
it was
we
a
just could
time.
not overcome it. But if you tell me we had that division locked up, the Buffalo Bills should have never caught us, but we were so washed. And even that last week of the season, it took a special teams touchdown to beat us.
I mean, you got to understand, though, that Buffalo Bills run in 2023, they had to win, 9 games straight to even make it there?
They won their last 5 games.
Oh, was it 5? I thought it was a longer win streak than that.
No,
But they
because
they put on a
because
win streak to even get into that position.
they lost the game they shouldn't have against a bad team and gave us a 5-game lead, or gave us a yeah, and they won like 5 or maybe 6. They won in a row because we did beat Dallas, and from what you call it, because we beat the Jets, then lost to Tennessee, then lost, and then I think we lost another game. Then we beat Dallas, and then we lost the last 2 or something like that.
It didn't. It doesn't matter if we won that Tennessee game. Yeah, we would have won the division. We would have had a home playoff game. We weren't winning that home playoff game. We were just too injured.
Hey,
You gotta give us though. If we did have a home playoff game, we would have better odds. I mean, that's
Absolutely. You got better odds than going to Kansas City and playing the eventual Super Bowl champions in minus 10-degree weather. Absolutely, you got a better chance.
I was in
But
Kansas that
our
week.
Super Bowl hopes went out the door that week in Tennessee. But it had little to do with Tennessee. Tennessee didn't beat us. We beat ourselves.
Hey, I was in Kansas, had tickets to the game, to Kansas City, Miami. And you know what? There was no way in hell I was going.
No
There
way.
was you couldn't pay me to go to that game. Because it was goddamn cold. I mean, it was unbelievable cold.
people had
I'm like,
limbs amputated
what?
in the stands that game. Like
They
it was
did.
terrible here.
And what's funny is that same weekend they said, "Oh, it's a blizzard up in Buffalo. We can't play there, but we'll put that game off." But the real game they needed to worry about was the Miami Kansas City game and how cold it was that could have killed people. And people
everybody
actually
gives
died.
everybody gives Tua so much shit for losing that game. But guess what? Nobody else could beat the Kansas City Chiefs that year neither. Nobody else. They won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
The Kansas
But
City Chiefs are the best.
Tua should have somehow won that game in freezing cold weather against the eventual Super Bowl champs. He should have did it. With his whole team injured, Tua Tagovailoa, the quarterback that they say is terrible, that's absolutely horrible, should have been Superman and beat the great Pat Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs in minus 10-degree weather. But he's a bum.
It could have been. Let's put it this way. I think it could have been 80-degree weather, and it did not matter. We were so injured at that time; it was over with. It was over with. It was over with and stuff. And if Dallas wasn't so bad, it probably would have been over with before then.
No, because we should have beat Dallas by more points. Yeah, that game's known for the one good team you beat, all you can do is kick field goals. Let's not forget Tyreek Hill dropped a wide open touchdown pass in that game that would have separated it completely. We should have beat the Eagles that year. That game was close, except not one penalty was called against the Eagles the whole game. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
Not to mention Tyreek dropped a touchdown pass. There was a blatant pass interference call that they did not call against the Eagles.
Wait. It was a pass interference with the face mask, which should have been the ball there plus 15 yards added on to that, which would have really changed that game.
You got to understand.
That's two touchdowns right there, Glenn. What did we lose the game by one score?
But that should have been a pass interference plus the 15 yards, because you could add pass interference and face mask back to back in the NFL.
Let's not forget
the game though that you can throw flags at. I mean, we can pinpoint parts during the first.
No, Miller. I'm telling you, there was not one flag, not one. I'm not exaggerating. They had 0 penalties in the game.
And there was penalties to be given.
There was literally a blatant. Go back and watch it. There's literally a blatant. He grabs his face mask, yanks his head around, and no pass interference was called when we were going to score.
Yep. But
and then Tyree dropped another one.
rigged then.
I always ask everybody, when's the last time Miami played a big game at home against a winning team?
That would
Besides
have been
Dallas.
Dallas. That would have been the Dallas
Besides
game.
Dallas. Besides
Yeah,
Dallas.
I mean Buffalo.
It has to be Buffalo, yeah.
Buffalo's besides in Buffalo we play at home. So the only team you could think of is Buffalo, and that's because we play them every year at home. Because Miami, for some reason, I do not know what it is. It's all their big games are on the road.
Now we
the
had the
thing about
Chargers
it
at
is,
home, didn't we? Or was that on the road?
Chargers did last year or the year before was on at home, but they weren't that good that year. They weren't that good. But here's what I'm saying is Miami. Everybody thinks, oh my God, but they win 34% of their games on the road against good teams. Okay, which is not a good percentage, but the average is 38. But the problem is Miami don't play any home games against good teams except for this year. We'll see what they do this year because they have a lot of their good, hard games at home this year. A lot of them.
If the left side of the line can stay healthy, I'm actually leaning towards the run game being good. Just don't trust Madison, though. I mean, he really.
No. Madison had the same problem in the Raiders, too. With the Raiders.
I mean, it's not like they were actually tackling hard to the ground. I mean, Waddle got popped, but not everyone did. And Madison coughed it up twice. So I don't know, you know.
He has to learn how to hold that ball because that was one of his problems in with the Raiders was fumbling. He runs so hard that he forgets to hold the ball.
All right, folks, if you want to help me get the training camp, you see the Cash App at the bottom. I got another note from YouTube today. Some bullshit that they're limited my thing because of community guidelines. I don't know what the hell I'm doing wrong on YouTube, but again, I can't monetize, I can't get super chats, I can't get nothing. I don't understand. I don't get it. But I'm about to get out of here, guys. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share.
Peace.
We'll do this again. I enjoy your guys' company. I enjoy your takes. And thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah,
but
I'll talk to you later.
All right, I appreciate you, Glenn. Again, if you guys want to donate and help me out, I appreciate it. If not, it's cool. Make sure you spread the word. Hit your notification button so you always know when we're going live. But you want to send us off, Glenn? What it is? You still there? Fins up forever. Peace.